Golden State and Oklahoma City. If I can eulogize the Thunder, I mean, talk about the Thunder for a second. Let's just discuss how this series started off. Okay, let's just go game by game. All right, game one, you have a shocking turn of events. The Warriors, they were up, I believe, by 19 or something, and they were moving pretty good. They were cruising a little bit. They got into a little cruise control, and Russell Westbrook goes insane in the third quarter. They make it a game. Fourth quarter, they close out. A couple questionable calls, but Oklahoma City takes over, and they win the game in the last couple minutes. They win by was it 7 or 6 or
It was. I think it was a 108, 102.
insane. I think it was like 6 points. Okay, so Golden State shocked at home. They let their foot off the gas, and that game looms large. Because imagine if they didn't do that at all. Imagine if they actually, stayed, leveled and they stayed centered, but they didn't, and they let the game go. And Oklahoma City is up 1-0. Golden State responds. They come back with a good game. They blow them out. I think it was like a little 20-pointer.
118 to 91.
Yeah, it was a great response by Oklahoma City. I'm sorry, by Golden State, and they washed them out the stadium. Then we go to game 3, and it is the blowout of blowouts. Oklahoma City got in that ass, as they say, and they destroyed.
103 to 105, but it was much worse.
But it was so bad. They were up like I think it was at 30 at one point. It was
almost 40.
It was a 30 piece almost. It was basically what the Spurs did to the Thunder. They did it to the Warriors, and that had everyone on notice that holy shit, they might actually win this series. Okay, but the Golden State fans, they were. Come on, man. It's just a blowout. It's a fluke. It's never going to happen again. Oh, it happened again. Game 4, it happened again.
OKC, we had like 72 points at halftime.
It happened again. Oklahoma City, game 4, they blew them out again. And it was a sight to see. Everyone was like, oh, series is over. Series is done. I was one of those people saying it's probably over. But I think Golden State will win the next game. And game 5, they went out and they won the next game. It was a hard-fought battle. They didn't look great. The calls were terrible.
It was much better than the last.
It was so much better, but it was
3
still
and 4 was the worst performances that Golden State has given, I think, this season.
Game 5 was mediocre, but both teams looked discombobulated. Both teams were fighting hard. The calls were bad, and it was just a weird game. But Golden State found a way to win it with a couple clutch threes down the end of the game. Spades played some great minutes.
Oh yeah, his offense was key.
Yeah, so
that bench was key that game.
So we gotta just discuss, man. Like we gotta just talk.
Game 6.
We gotta talk about Curry, Thompson, Game 6.
Iguodala.
Game 6. What happened tonight? To summarize it just very quickly is Klay Thompson had an out of body experience. Klay Thompson channeled the Holy Ghost. Klay Thompson said, "When there's a will, there's a Klay." And
I'm gonna put some respect on my name as a top 5 shooting guard in this league.
He said, just let me digress for 1 second and let me talk my talk. And
I'm at the logo. I'm gonna throw it.
Yeah, he went out there and he just put on a show. He kept Oklahoma. I keep saying Oklahoma City. He kept Golden State in the game. And then Klay carried, Steph finished. That's what happened. And they did it in spite of a lot of bad performances from Bogut, a couple missteps from Barnes, some bad plays from Spades. Just Spades headlock to do it at one point. It was just, it looked like all signs pointed to death for Golden State. And Oklahoma City was up for most of the game. And for most of the game, it felt as though Golden State took a step, and then they took 3 steps back.
Third quarter.
And then Oklahoma City just kept, but Oklahoma City kept asserting their will. And it's just like it looked like they were not going to let up at all. And they did, because what transpired in that fourth quarter was crazy. So let's talk about that. And first though, what stands out to you about this game? Just first thoughts. By the way, we're recording this the very like right after.
Like, we're still in stupid.
Yeah, like we're still in awe.
The things I don't want to forget some things. That's how much I want to make sure I cover this game well. The one thing I want to mention up is the two players, or at least two players, that if they don't play with these performances tonight, the Golden State does not win, and that is Klay Thompson and Iguodala. The defense was right back to where we expect Golden State to play. Iguodala, Draymond Green, Klay, and Steph too, actually, all showed their best anticipation that I've seen, that when they are clicking on all cylinders on defense with the steals. I mean, even Draymond had some clean swipes that he got called a foul on it sometimes. Those were some bad calls, obviously, but I mean, Iguodala went full on Finals MVP when he went out against LeBron. Like, KD could not comfortably get a shot, and he made his efficiency terrible. Let me get the box score. I'm pretty sure KD shot. I mean, by the end of halftime, it was 6 of 19 for KD. There was a great steal he had that, like, where they pressured the shot clock down so many times. Just let me just get this. I want to make sure I do this justice, because it was just my heart was pounding this game. Let me see. Klay Thompson, all right, this is his line. 41 points. He shot 14 of 30. 11 of 18 from 3. He made a record tonight, folks, for threes in a playoff game. I can't remember exactly what it is, but there was a record broken by him. He had 1 block shot, too. 4 rebounds, plus 16. In under 40 minutes. And he was the most important offensive player tonight. Curry was able to sustain that as well. Iguodala was... The stats don't necessarily show it all tonight, but he had 3 steals, 8 points, 7 rebounds, 3 for 6. But he gave it all on Durant tonight. Durant was 10 for 31, so that's a very bad efficiency for Durant. Westbrook was 10 for 27. Turnovers: Westbrook had 5, Roberson had 3, Adams had 2, Durant had 3. There was a lot of turnovers in the game. That was key for Golden State's defense. That was such a big deal because so many buckets in transition. And then Golden State wasn't freaking out. They weren't trying to get those quick shots that they were doing earlier in the series. Like, they were working on focus on making the play, running the set. And then if it didn't happen, Draymond would fight for those rebounds, or Iguodala, whoever was down below, boxing out Ibaka or whatever, whether or not they get a loose ball foul call. The defense in transition was so key as well for them. But Klay Thompson, my God, when you make me fall down in my living room and my glasses fall off my face when you shoot a 3, God damn, it's your night.
Man, I echo all the sentiments. When it comes to just this game alone, I think it's in my top 10 playoff games that I've seen in my life. People don't understand the way that they were battling for rebounds was just incredible. It was almost poetry in motion to see them fight. It was like watching those, those Greek paintings of people battling, and like Hercules fighting the centaur and all that stuff. Like, it looked like that type of action. It looked like a Michael Bay film up under the rim, man. It looked like Megatron versus Optimus Prime, and it was crazy.
Draymond flat out called Steven Adams a bitch.
I mean, you have every right to call somebody a bitch when they dunk on you. He made you his bitch, Draymond. I mean, damn.
Or the loose ball foul that Adams did to him too.
I mean, he made you his bitch, Draymond. I mean, you can't say nothing to him, but you can get mad at all you want. But shit, man, I'll call you a bitch too if you dunked on me. But hey, you can do whatever you want since you got a W, but it don't matter. When it comes to just this series, man, I think it just shows the resilience of champions. I counted it Golden State out. I thought it was over 10 minutes into the game. I'm like, oh, this is over. This is done. They just look bad. They just look terrible. But Klay Thompson carried, Steph finished, And this was in spite of just bad play from Bogut. This was in spite of bad play from Space. This was in spite of some key turnovers by Harrison Barnes. But I think Harrison Barnes got his hands on Kevin Durant's pass in the last minute of the game when they were up after, I think it was Klay's shot to make them go up by 3 or 4. And
Steph Curry. Oh, I forgot to mention.
yeah, you remember? Do you remember if it was Harrison Barnes who got his hands on that ball that KD was trying to pass up court? I think it was Harrison Barnes.
Maybe he deflected it.
I think he deflected. I think he had something.
Maybe. I'm trying to remember. Because someone got their hands on it. Was either him or Iguodala. I can't remember.
And it was just a fantastic. It was just absolutely. It was
every possession was a battle.
It was a fantastic game. But let's go in a little deeper here. Let's just go in a little deeper here. I gotta speak on this. So
right before you do, Steph Curry went full on Larry Bird, and if what I'm talking about actually was the anniversary of when Larry Bird stole the inbound pass to win the game against the Pistons, he did that twice to OKC tonight. And that was just to like rub it in their face though, because they were already ahead, but it was just to clinch it so they couldn't get any shot, no chance. The last 2 inbounds by OKC, Curry stole it, and then at the end of the game went right in the corner and held it.
Let's just, I got to speak on KD for a second.
Okay.
I'm disappointed in KD. I can't lie to you. Say I'm not disappointed in KD. Russ, you balled your ass off like he always does, gives 110%. KD, I'm disappointed in your performance for the most part. It was a lukewarm to type of performance. And I'm disappointed. I truly am. I echo a lot of the sentiments of Barkley in terms of him forcing shots, him just shooting as soon as the ball comes to him. And I believe OKC in those 2 home games when they blew him out, they found that if they share the ball, then they have success. And I'm disappointed in KD for just the fact that if he loses after being up 3-1, I would. I'll tell you right now, me. But, this doesn't really have to do, who am I? I ain't shit. If I was KD and I lost after being 3-1, I'm taking my talents east.
I was about to ask you.
I just am. I'm thinking maybe I can stop LeBron from getting to the finals. If I go to Washington, if I go to Boston, if I go to, fucking Drake wants to bring KD into the Raptors, but, whatever it is. And, I mean, dude, if you lose after being 3-1 and the Warriors look the Warriors look okay, the Warriors look lukewarm most of these games, and you can't beat them, and you blew them out twice and you can't seal the deal at home, KD, bro, nah, bro. Lil B, man, just know. Just know, base God is watching, man. Just know, he's not playing, bro. Just apologize to him. That's like it's gonna get to the point where Cameron Payne's annoying ass is gonna come up to KD and be like, "Yo, bro, just send him a text, like, please, just play him in a game of 1-on-1, and we might be able to win the finals." Because even if KD wins, the Lil B curse is in effect. In that he will never win a ring. So, bro, and obviously I joke. But come on, fam. You have to win this game, KD. You have to go off on Monday. KD, you have to put on a D Wade 06, LeBron in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? You have to do that on Monday. Anything short of that is not going to get it done. It's not, because Steph Curry feels good. Klay Thompson's confidence is up. It's all the way up. No fat Joe pun. For real. So it's like, I'm looking at this series, and I feel like OKC should have blown the Warriors out probably 4 times. But somehow, in some way, OKC has found a way, and I don't know where it's at, but OKC has found a way to lose 3 games here.
Okay.
And I don't know where it's at because this game feels like it should have been OKC by 30. That's what it felt like the first 10 minutes. Oh no, this 30. This is gonna be a 30 spot right here. And instead, Golden State responded. Well, not Golden State because a lot of the teammates of Klay Thompson didn't show up, but Steph, Iguodala, and Klay, the Holy Trinity showed up. They showed up again. They showed up again in key moments, and they showed up when they needed to. And dude, like my guy, I need to talk to you about this Iguodala defense on KD. My man, Iguodala,
finals.
my man Iguodala. I've seen that many a time in Philadelphia. I've seen that a lot of times. I seen him do it all the time. And I knew he had greatness in him. We just couldn't bring it out of him. And sometimes when you love something, you got to let it go. And I'm proud that he found his way to Golden State because I knew Iguodala was special when he was in a Sixers jersey. And my man, my, came through the last couple minutes, shut it down on KD, got him bothered, got him out of his game, got in his head, got his hands up, took his vision away from him. Steph took over, got some steals from KD twice. Okay, he got a steal in the inbounds, and he got a steal from KD. Fantastic. Absolutely a fan. It was a recipe for disaster the first few minutes. Steve Kerr saw the score at halftime. He said, this isn't that bad. We're only down this much. This is not awful. We can recover.
Smiling.
And yeah, they were smiling. They were laughing because that's what you got to do as champions, man. You have to be able to know that, hey, we got this, man. We beat LeBron last year. We can beat KD. We were in the finals last year. This ain't nothing to us. We the champions. We 73-9. We gonna do this. And they're defying all of my, expectations. Because I didn't think they were gonna get to the finals, and they did. And it's absolutely amazing to see. But KD, man, you're going to have to show up because Russ is showing up. Adams is showing up. If you want to talk to me about a starting center in this league, that's Steven Adams. Don't talk to me about Don't talk to me about no Biyombo. Don't talk to me about no Tristan Thompson. Talk to me about Steven Adams. Talk to me about a man who can go and get you rebounds. Talk to me about a man who can get you some post moves. Talk to me about a man who's going to compete on defense. Talk to me about a man who can get kicked in the nuts and play the next 2 seconds. Talk to me about a man who knows what it's like to be in a battle with the champions and not back down. Talk to me about a man who knows what it's like to dunk on the man who kicked you in the nuts and you still got him calling you a bitch, but you still dunk on him. Talk to me about that, man. Don't talk to me about no Bismack Biyombo. Don't talk to me about no Tristan Thompson. Don't even bring up Festus Ezeli when you're talking about who should get paid. Because that man, Steven Adams, is going to get paid. He's 23, 24 years old in this league.
22, 23.
That man, that's a grown-ass man. That's a grown-ass man. And he shows no fear. And that's what I like about him. And also, he can hit a fucking free throw. God, that's sad that we have to even use that as a qualifier now for big men. But we do. And I've seen it.
It's been a thing.
And it's crazy because Adams is taking it to Draymond. But Draymond, to his credit, he's not backing down. I think Draymond has played pretty bad in this series. He's made some passes here and there that are good. He's made some defensive stops here and there that are solid. But in terms of Draymondness, nah, he's been ick this whole series. I mean, every time I see him taking shots, I'm like, no, stop. You are killing the offense to me. He's killing the offense. Whenever he makes a good play, he's liable to take it right back by firing up a corner three when he has a wide open man. Draymond just sit down, man. I don't want to see Draymond take more than 5 shots on Monday. If the first 3 ain't falling, fam, unless you are wide open, I don't want to see you taking nothing. Unless you had a layup, I don't want to see you taking nothing. Give it to that man Klay. Give it to that man Steph. Give it to that man Iguodala. And give it to Harrison Barnes because Harrison actually plays good at home. And Harrison is not no damn max player, but hopefully he can play himself into some cash because he's been
He did because he's been playing pretty well this series.
he's been
actually.
he's been great at home.
He was a plus 12 tonight. Defense was key for him.
It was definitely was like it's absolutely insane. What's like my mind is blown just thinking about. But I don't really have much to say on this, Ryan. You have anything else to say? Because
like I want it to be known that Klay Thompson deserves more respect because like Iguodala, he at times is kind of like looked over on the team, even though it is the Splash Brothers. Like unless Klay has like a 37-point quarter or something like that, he doesn't usually get talked about for having good games. But he's been having a great postseason. He's been a big reason as to why they've been even competitive in some games. I really feel he deserves so much credit because if he doesn't have the performance tonight, offensively, they're not even in this. They're not even in this. When you hit 11 threes, God. And the defense, he played some fantastic defense on Westbrook, too. Like,
this series is the culmination of unstoppable force and immovable object. That's what it is. And I'm so blessed to just see this. So blessed to be able to talk about this. And it's amazing to me to witness Durant's greatness for most of this series. Tonight, even though tonight I'm disappointed in what he delivered, for most of the series he has been competing. He's had the look in his eye. He's had the eye of a champion, and I can see it that he wants it. It just who do I want to win? I want basketball fans to win on Monday. I want basketball fans to win. I don't care who takes it. I just want it to be a great game. I hope it goes just like tonight, not in terms of like an outcome, but I hope it goes right down to the wire and somebody makes a great play because I want to see who wants it the most. I want to see a heavyweight fight where they go blow for blow and somebody just throws the haymaker at the right time and someone, cocks back, bow, got him, last second. I want to see that. Steve Kerr's made great adjustments. I disagree with Brother Ken. I don't think
Billy Donovan.
I don't think Billy Donovan is Scott Brooks. I can understand the sentiment. I can understand because when you're looking at the game, all you're thinking about is the W, and you're not thinking about the in-depth
process over results.
You're not thinking about the process, and you're not thinking about the in-depth analysis that has to take place as a coach, and you're not thinking about the rotations and the positions that you're put in. So a lot of people are saying this on Twitter. It's not just Ken, but a lot of people are like, well, what the hell did you fire Scott Brooks for? A lot of people, were killed for this job, and the same result happened with Brooks as it is happening with Donovan. They're about to lose on Monday. That's what a lot of people are saying. But let's see if Donovan can get his team to an NBA Finals. And this isn't his rookie year, man. Like, let's be fair here. This is Donovan's rookie season. Although I maintain that a rock with a paper face on it could coach the Thunder and get them to a Western Conference Finals due to the talent that they have in these two superstars. It's pretty impressive to see that he's mastered the lineups. He's mastered his rotations. I still think that he could put Morrow in some spurts off when their bench is on.
He did tonight.
Yeah, that was not the time to do it. That was not the time to do it. Those were critical moments.
And that's when he got blown by on defense.
And that was not the time to do it. He should have did it when Golden State was reeling. He should have put him in when the bench was in. And just put a shooter in, man. Just put a shooter in because the Golden State bench's defense tonight, it was okay, but Golden State was getting taken advantage of by the fact that Spates had made dumb decisions. But other than that, I still think he could find ways to put in Morrow and Foy. I don't think he should ever play Morrow and Cantor together. That's a recipe for disaster. and he took him out there fast because he realized what he did. But he needs to play tomorrow, not on Monday at all. Honestly, not at all. But maybe if they get to a finals, we'll talk about that. But other than that,
Randy Foy play more.
According to Charles Barkley, the X Factor is Randy Foy, and I think Randy Foy plays 6 minutes on Monday. I think he plays 6 minutes on Monday.
He only played 7 tonight. Jesus.
I think he'll play 6 or 7 minutes on Monday night. KD has to show up. Keys for Monday night. Keys for Monday night. Let's just end on this and we'll make our announcement.
Key alert.
Keys for Monday night. My keys from Monday night. For Golden State, keys. Get Klay Thompson open shots. Obviously, that's the easy thing to say rather than is to do. But they did it tonight in a hostile environment. They have the crowd on their side. They're going to be able to get some open shots. Klay, stay calm. Steph, continue to do what you did tonight. Honor the contact by going in and drawing those fouls. They will reward you at home. I promise you they will reward you at home. Steph knows this. He knows how to work the refs. He knows that they're going to give him his superstar calls. Iguodala, key for him to disrupt Durant. He's not going to get this performance out of Durant again. He's not going to hold him like this, but he's going to have to bother him in the closing minutes of this game. Golden State, they have to stay composed. If OKC comes out with a burst of energy on Monday, they're liable to do it. They're liable to come out with basically a spirit bomb blast to give him, a quick shock to the brain. Barnes is going to have to step up on D. Barnes is going to have to hit his shots. He's hit that corner shot. They need to design more of those for Harrison Barnes, to be honest. They need to design more of those plays.
They do.
They definitely do, because I've seen a lot of,
he hits the corner three well.
Yeah, he hits it easily, and it's just really it's really good. It's really great for them because it spreads the floor, gives them spacing. Bogut has to calm down. You have to catch the ball. He has the worst hands I've seen in a center in the NBA. He has the worst hands, man. He does this all the time. And that's why he can't shoot free throws, because his hands aren't right. He needs to just, one summer, he needs to just train with like a wide receiver. That's all he needs to do. He needs to call up Antonio Brown from the Pittsburgh Steelers, or Odell Beckham, or one of the 49ers.
Simmons.
Yeah, just call up one of the 49ers and just have them throw you the ball. Have them throw you a football, and you'll be catching basketballs easily. Come on now. So
he's still a great passer.
He's still a great passer, but that's when you can get him the ball cleanly. If he has any type of contact or any type of resistance, he will fumble the ball. He will, I don't know what to do with it. What was this? He goes crazy, man. It's just sad, but he needs to stay composed. Azili, he's not going to get much burn, but when he does, he's usually a good defensive force.
He needs to stunt that pick and roll.
He needs to stay composed on the pick and roll. That's the one thing about him. And my keys for goal.
He does defend it well.
Yeah, he does. My keys for OKC, and this is I'm gonna let you talk about it next. My keys for OKC. Russ, keep being you. Russ is playing great. Keys for Kevin. KD, man, this is it. This is it. This is it. This is it. If you can't get it here, then I don't know when you're ever gonna get it. This is the time to do it. This is the time. The Cavaliers don't look invincible. The Cavaliers don't look, unbeatable. You could go in and you could make that a series. You're not gonna get blown off the court. This is part 2. This is your Rocky 2. And you Rocky. And the Cavaliers are Creed. They beat you the first time, but you won the hearts of young basketball fans everywhere else by showing how good you could be. And you showed your potential. And in 2011, I believe the Miami Heat, the Heat, they lost.
That first ring.
They lost, and they came back in 2012 and said, you know what? Let's mature and let's get our composure back, and let's just run through these guys by playing good, solid basketball. That's how you're gonna have to approach that. You're gonna have to approach that series like LBJ did with the Mavericks. You got, embarrassed, but it's okay. It was a maturing experience. It was a maturation experience, and you're going to have to come back and show people that you are a top 2 player in the league, man. Like, you are. Ken is right in this aspect. People are starting to overlook KD. People are starting to take his game for granted. I see people with lists like number 1 will be Curry, 2 will be Westbrook, 3 will be Kawhi, and then it'll be KD. KD at the 4th best player in the world. KD should be the 2nd best player in the world for the next 7 years of his career. And people are already putting people like LeBron, Kawhi, Russell, Chris Paul ahead of him even. I've seen lists with that. And KD has to take that personally, man. He has to show, you know what, I'm the shit. I'm the shit. I'm fucking Kevin Durant. I can go in here and drop 50 if I want to. So KD, go ahead and do that. Drop 50, man. I want to see you take it. I want to see you take that torch. I want to see you go to the finals, and I want to see you put on a good performance. I want to see you go off on Monday, and I want to see Steph go off on Monday too, because I want to see a great game. But more keys, 2 more keys. Deion Waiters has to hit at least 3 threes on Monday, or it's done. Deion, I know he's going to get his shots. He's going to have to hit at least 3 threes. He's going to have to. He's going to have to. He's going to have to. Last key, Roberson has to step up on defense. He has been for most of this series, but he has to have his best defensive game. Obviously, I'm talking like Magic Johnson, but this is just the obvious, man. He has to have his best defensive game on Monday. He has to stay locked in. He's gotten in foul trouble because he's gotten a little too handsy. He's gotten a little too antsy. He's gotten a little too excited. But if he stays level, he stays composed, and he just slides his feet instead of sliding, like some players, defensive players either slide their feet or they anticipate with their arms. And you can do both. But when you're beat by the speed of Steph Curry or you're beat by the speed of Klay Thompson, a lot of people will swipe at them and they'll get in foul trouble. And they'll go up, but they won't keep their hands up. Don't anticipate with your hands, man. Anticipate with your eyes, anticipate with your feet, and use your hands when you need them. Don't just go all out when, you get beat, because then you're going to get a foul. And that's just obvious talking. But other than that, man, those are my keys for, OKC. If OKC does that, they will win. If Golden State does that, they will win. If they both do that, it's overtime. And all bets are off.
The key point for Golden State, if they're gonna win, I'm not even gonna front. I want to see Golden State win. I'm gonna put that out there right now. I know. I want the history. I want to see the history. I'm sorry. The big keys for me is you gotta control the points in the paint that OKC is trying to get. At halftime, there was a stat that was thrown out that I caught. They had 30 points in the paint at halftime, as opposed to 30 points in the paint for the entire game of Game 5. So they need to control that. They need to continue to contest these rebounds, because honestly, that has been the big reason why the Thunder have been able to blow out the Warriors, because they control the boards, because they are historically a great rebounding team of the likes with the 60s Russell Celtics. They with Adams, Cantor, Ibaka, Roberson too at times, even Westbrook, even though his rebounds aren't always defensive. It's you gotta be able to keep contesting within the 6 feet of the rim. The last thing is keep running your sets. Avoid your quick buckets unless the transition points are those assists, those outlet passes where you're throwing across the court like you did tonight for those layups. Don't always have to hit for the 3. I like that. That looked more of the balance that you had in that led to your 73 wins. It wasn't always going for the home run 3-pointer. It was getting the better quality shot. They keep that up, I think they have a great chance to win. OKC, your turnovers are the death of you. Period.
Yeah.
KD, Westbrook, Robertson, Ibaka, Cantor too. He had a bad one. Those turnovers happen, and you get into your bad habits. KD shooting so many times out of efficiency. It's either KD or Westbrook will shoot this team out with their ridiculous number of shots.
Yeah.
That happens. They are not going to have a good chance at all. They need to. They have to stay away from their bad habits because again, that will come back to everyone will come back and be reaffirmed with what they thought this team was before this series or before the Spurs series. That this team will have Westbrook or KD shoot this team out of a win. They'll blow their lead in the fourth quarter. Their defense will take possessions off or take some bad shots, ISO ball too much. They'll run into their bad habits. And,
so, what's your prediction score?
I think Golden State is going to win it.
Give me a score.
What was tonight? Tonight was 108 to 101. I think it's gonna be. Let me see the other ones. I think it's gonna be a 9-point game at least, or as closest, I should say. I think it's gonna be like within that. I don't think it's going to be like a 2-point game or a 3-point game. I think it's going to be a 9-point winner. I think Golden State's going to be able to pull it out like at the end with the Thunder keep trying to battle it. But is it going to be close? Yes, it's going to be close like this one. Your heart's going to be pounding and you're going to be looking at this game back and forth like, oh crap, each bucket possession feels like, the
score though
change, even though it's not.
109 to 100.
Let's go with that, plus or minus, some points. Give a range. I think it's a 9-point win, at least.
9-point win. Okay. Well, that's locked in, and that's the end of that coverage for the game.
I mean, you can hold me to it. I can easily be wrong. So.
Okay, it's all right. It's okay. I just want basketball fans to win on Monday. I have no preference because I'm not a huge fan of either or three of these teams. I'm just here for the crying Jordan memes, to be honest. Other than that, that's gonna be it. But I think we have an announcement.
Yes.
If you want to talk about that, Ryan, you want to tell them about the next week's podcast, what's going to be happening, and who's going to be joining us.
Right. Part of the reason why we took a little bit of the hiatus between episodes was we were discussing with Dakota Schmidt, who is a writer for SB Nation, specifically Ridiculous Upside. That is the blog for the D-League, focusing on players in the D-League, draft prospects, international players, or any players out of the league. So it's basically kind of the lesser-known players or future. He has been doing a number of compilations for the upcoming draft prospects, and he is someone we confer with when talking about what we think of certain prospects, where we evaluate them, what teams do we think should take them, or where would they fit. So we were kind of like planning all that out to have an episode focusing on the NBA draft and what had recently passed was it a week or two ago now? Since the lottery selection?
It was last week.
Yeah. We were going to talk about the lottery selection that just occurred since it, went straight tankathon, straight chalk. We were going to talk about what we think what teams might do, what teams we may think of trades, what players we think might be a best fit since the mock drafts are constantly changing, since the newest Draft Express just shifted some major things around. But we plan on having that be the focus for the entire episode. And so it'll be a 3-way discussion instead of the typical 2. It'll be 3 off the bench. So, if you can follow him on Twitter at, I believe it is Mr. Dakota_Schmidt, I believe.
We'll put the name in the description.
Yes, I'll put that in.
Yes, indeed.
But that'll be the big focus. So there'll be a whole episode dedicated to the draft.
Process worked.
Prospects. What's that?
The process worked, but I digress on that.
It's getting there. But that's going to be it. This episode flew by. That's gonna be it, folks. I want to make sure if you are listening to this, if this is on YouTube, make sure you like the video. If you want to leave a comment, make sure to follow all the socials. Make sure you subscribe to Dead End Sports, youtube.com/Dead End Sports. Make sure to follow their Twitter at Dead End Sports. You can follow Off the Bench at OFFTHABENCH. Follow Q, the sixth man of Dead End Sports, at Q Got No Rings. And you can follow me at RLS003. Make sure to every Tuesday 9 p.m. for Dead End Sports. I want to make sure I get that out there and follow all the guys, the individual hosts: Ken, KBINGE, 12 Kyle, BZ430, FIFO 24/7. I think I got everything.
No. We have one more thing actually.
Oh.
Yeah, we did got one more thing. First and foremost, and I guess, well, not first and foremost, actually, lastly, gotta say rest in peace to the brother who got, I believe it was shot today. NBA player. I'm trying to find his name. Yeah.
Bryce.
Do you remember his name?
Gene Jones of the New Orleans.
Bryce.
Bryce Gene Jones of the New Orleans Pelicans.
I believe you pronounce it Bryce Dijon Jones or something. I think he was like is he a New Orleans a native or something? But either way, rest in peace to Bryce Dijon Jones, New Orleans Pelican. I think he went to Iowa State. The brother died today after a gunshot wound. Prayers to his family. Thoughts and best wishes and condolences go to all those affected by the tragedy today. We got to do better. And with that,
rest in power.
Off the bench.
Yes, sir. Congratulations, y'all. Just been played off the bench.